You were living in a dirty apartment with mice in it.
What mice? You idiot. What mice?
That
Where did you
apartment.
say mice in my apartment?
Your
You're very
apartment.
disrespectful.
Your apartment.
You're very disrespectful.
You've hurt me again, bro.
I've been trying to be perfect, but I'm not perfect, man. I'm not. Like, I'm definitely not trying to be with nobody else but you. I just want you. I want you in my life, baby.
The messages. I saw the messages, even the ones that you didn't say.
Hey everybody, welcome back to 9 Day Fiance. So we are on season 10, episode 5, and we're going to start off with Jasmine and Gino. So we get shots of their house looking dirty, so dirty. And then we see that Jasmine has rashes all over her body, and I knew exactly where this was going. So Jasmine calls Gino into her room, and she tells us that she woke up with a bunch of rashes all over her. And when you see her face in the interview portion, it looks so serious and irritating.
Today, I started to get a rash. It started on my face. It started to spread all over my body, my arms, my belly, my glutes, my legs, like everywhere.
So Gino is saying that something similar happened to her in Panama, but Jasmine said yes, but it wasn't that serious. So Gino says there must be an allergic reaction to those almonds that she keeps eating. And I feel like that's not the case, because if she eats that all the time, then she would have rashes all the time. So Jasmine says it's not it, and it's definitely the sheets and the pillows and the whole house, because the house is dirty. And Gino gets very defensive and says that the house is not dirty and it's definitely her allergies.
I told you, like, the dust, baby, on the carpet, like maybe it was the blankets, like the soap you wash it with.
No, not the dust. If it was the dust, you'd have been sick every day. I'm gonna go see the almonds that you've eaten.
So he then tells us that he imagines a dirty house to be like something like hoarders. And yes, that's true, but also it can just be dirty by not taking care of it. Like you don't clean your toilet, you don't clean your sink, you don't clean your oven, the living room. Like you don't get into those places that are like need deep cleaning. So Gino says that she was living in a dirty apartment with mice in it. And Jasmine is so offended by this. And she says that she didn't live with mice, and she starts going off on Gino.
What mice? You idiot. What mice?
Apartment.
You're very disrespectful. When in all the places I live, you have seen a bathroom like this, where you have the moles, the germs, that black that I don't know what it is in the bathroom.
It is totally.
Where have you seen it?
Okay, so I was never afraid of mice until a couple of years ago when my little sister opened the back door and a couple of field mice came in. Now, I have never known true fear until I came downstairs in the middle of the night to grab a cute little late night snack. And then I felt tiny little feet literally run across my toes. The scream I let out was atrocious, okay? My parents thought I was dying. So a few mouse traps later and a cat, and now we're all good. When I tell you that I did not go into the kitchen for a couple of months, like it was that serious. The weight loss that summer was immaculate, okay? I was snatched, I looked amazing, I gained it all back, but wow, those mice gave me nightmares. Anyways, after Jasmine goes off on Gino about his dirty house, Gino swipes his bedboard and says, "There's no dust here." Like, bro, he is so annoying sometimes. So Jasmine says that all she wants is for him to help her, and they finally came to a decision about getting her new sheets and pillows. So they're now out shopping for them, and Jasmine asks the lady how often she changes her sheets and pillows. And just look at Gino's face as he knows exactly where this is going. So the lady says that she changes his about every 6 months, and Gino says that he changes his about every 6 years. No wonder she got those rashes. Also, by the way, he did say that he took her to an emergency clinic, and they gave her some shots to help her out. So now Jasmine found a couple of things for her son, but she starts to get emotional about not being able to be with him. So then they decide to just call him. And Gino's trying to speak to him in Spanish, but he speaks Portuguese instead. And it's just so funny to hear.
Qué lindo. Okay. ¿Qué tú?
Muy bom.
That's Portuguese.
Oh,
Muy bien.
sorry.
Spanish.
Muy bien, Fiance.
Freaking gringo.
I love it.
But after all of that, they decide to get him a soccer-themed birthday party, and he seems very excited, and then they say bye, and it was just a very cute moment. So that's where Jasmine and Gino end. Now for Rob and Sophie. Do you guys remember in the last episode where they were fighting about not being on the same page about kids? Well, in that episode, it seemed like Rob was the one that was more upset, but we're starting off this episode with Sophie being more upset at Rob. So Rob is trying to make her coffee, and she's just giving him the silent treatment, and it's so funny, but so not funny.
You want some coffee, babe? Babe?
So neither of them have gotten much sleep, and they realize that they actually have to talk about this. So then they're heading to the back of the house, and they have a very awkward conversation where Rob basically tells us that Sophie should be with someone that also doesn't want children. So Sophie says that she has a lot to think about and also a lot of things to get done, which is very true, because I feel like we need to remember that she is still 23. So women her age are like still having fun, partying, going to school, and like getting their careers. So I feel like it does make sense that children aren't in her mind right now, as she still doesn't have like all her shit together yet. While Rob is 32, okay? So it makes sense that he needs to know now if she wants children or not, because he is getting older. So honestly, they're both at different points of life right now, which is why I strongly believe that people should date other people around their own age, okay? Well, what do I know? Anyways, Sophie says that it's not the children or the family that she's having doubts about, but the pregnancy itself because of the surgery that she had when she was 15. Rob says that he doesn't want to force her into a life that she doesn't want, and Sophie says that there's two options that they could do, which the first one is surrogacy, and the second one is adoption. And they decide to do surrogacy because Rob wants his own kids. But do they know how expensive that is? Like, especially if they want multiple children. Like, I looked it up and they said the average of like the whole thing, like from beginning to end, is like $100,000 to $200,000. How are they gonna get that type of money? Like, honestly, how are they gonna get that type of money? And that's just for one kid. My goodness. But you know what? I like that Rob lets Sophie know if this is what she really wants to do and if she's doing it for herself and not for him.
I just need you to really search your soul to understand what you really, really, really want, regardless of what I want. Regardless of what I want.
I want to be with you.
So later in the day, Sophie calls her mom, and her mom starts rambling about Rob and says that she finally knows why she doesn't like him. And it's because Rob thinks that she's crazy. And she said that's okay because everybody's entitled to their own opinions. Sometimes her mom is so funny. So she says that she'll get over it because Sophie's marrying him, and that's more important than her dislike for him, which is hilarious because after her mom has this epiphany, Sophie tells her that her and Rob been fighting again. And her mom is like, oh my gosh, what happened? And Sophie tells her that they have been fighting about the topic of kids, and her mom says what we've all been thinking and says why the hell haven't they talked about this yet? And Sophie just brushes her off and says that they have finally come to a solution, but her mom still wants to make sure that she's doing this for herself and not for Rob. And Sophie assures her that she is doing it for herself. So basically that's the end of the conversation. Okay, so now it's later in the day, the next day. I don't know, they don't tell the timing here, but they're getting ready to go to the club, and Rob lets us know that it costs him like about $100 to enter, and I think that's crazy. Like, I've never been to a club, but I thought it was like $20 max. Like, who honestly pays $100 to get into a club and then pay more money for drinks just to dance in one spot? Like, I feel like that's just so weird. So apparently they're going to the club with Sophie's friend Soraya and Rob's friend Torai. And remember, Torai doesn't really like Sophie because he thinks that she cheated on Rob because he saw her on a dating site. Sophie then said that she was on the friend's side of the app, and that's where she met her friend Soraya. But Torai is still convinced that she was cheating on him. So Sophie and Rob hop into the car and they meet up with Torai. Hugs are passed around, and then he kind of teases Sophie a bit about why she's been hiding from him. And Sophie's kind of just awkward laughing. But in his interview, he looks crazy, okay? Like, he has crazy eyes going on. But he says that Sophie might be playing Rob and taking advantage of him. And I'm like, for what? Like, I feel like Torai is a whole weirdo, bro. Like, he's just, his vibes is just weird.
Why you been hiding? What you scared of? I'm super protective over Rob, so I just want to make sure that the people that are coming into his life are doing it for the right reasons. Might be, you know, playing Rob a little bit. I don't know, who knows, but I'm gonna definitely pick her brain.
So he asks Sophie if she made any new friends, and Sophie's like, yeah, she met a friend, and he said, where? And she said, from the friend's dating app. And he's like, oh, a friend's dating app. I didn't know they made that. I thought it was just called a dating app.
I met her like when I came here like the first time. I just met her on like a friend's dating app.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where I meet all my friends.
Friends, that's what we call them now. Friends, dating apps.
Yeah.
I didn't know they made those.
Yeah,
I
they
thought they
do.
were just dating apps.
Like, does he understand the concept of Bumble or not? He obviously uses it, so I don't understand why he's acting stupid and trying to intimidate her like this. Plus, instead of him trying to get on Sophie, he should remember that his own boy, Rob, cheated on Sophie. Or did he just magically forget that happened? Make it make sense. So Soraya finally comes over and they head in. So they get shots and they're having a great time. But then Rob asks Soraya if she really met Sophie on the friend side. Honestly, why are they still talking about this? Like they're honestly ruining the whole mood by insisting this stuff. love. So Tori asks Soraya if she's into girls or not, and Soraya says no, and Sophie literally looks like a deer in the headlights because she still hasn't told Rob or anybody except her BFF and us, of course, that she's bi. So Tori finally admits that the friends dating app is real, and the proof is right here with Soraya, and then she apologizes to Sophie. Finally, Sophie then says that she guessed that she should tell Rob that she's bi, but she's been putting it off because they keep arguing.
But I do know that, like, I probably should tell Rob soon that I'm bisexual. I've just been putting it off for a bit because lately we've been arguing so much, but I think I should probably tell him soon.
Moving on. So it's now another day, and you guys peep the different house and Sophie having a bathroom inside the house. Like, isn't that very interesting? So let me read this little note here. Sophie called the producers to say that she moved out of Rob's apartment the previous night and rented her own place. Okay, you guys, sit down. Here's the tea. So apparently Sophie left Rob's place after she had a dream that Rob cheated on her. And you guys, when I say that you should take your dreams seriously, take your dreams seriously. Oh my goodness. I will never stress that enough. So because of that dream, she went on his phone and saw that there was this hidden app. And there on the app, Rob was online cheating on her and talking to all these girls and getting all these videos from them. And he was also sending them back. Now I wonder what Tori has to say about all of that. Interesting. Anyways, Sophie grabbed all her stuff, threw her ring, and dipped because he already did this to her before. And she said that if he did it again, then she would leave. But do you guys count this as cheating? Because I definitely do. So Sophie says that if she was back in England, she would have broken up with him already, but because she's in LA, she doesn't have anywhere to go, and she's practically stuck with him because if she doesn't marry him, then she would have to go back home, but she doesn't want to go back home, and she also doesn't want to be with someone like this. It's so obvious that she wants to stay in America and stay in LA and do whatever she wants to do, but she doesn't want to stay with Rob, well, at least at the moment.
If I was back in England, I would have left this guy. He would have been history. Goodbye. I would have gone to my mum's or my friends. See you never. Where am I supposed to go? I'm in this house I've rented by myself because I have no friends to go. I have no family member to go. I have no, at least a job, staff, friends. I don't have anything. Don't even have a car.
So I think what she needs to do is stay, okay? Like, just stay, get married, get your green card, and then leave him. And I know what you guys are saying, but Jessica, then she'll just be using him. Okay, and... like, so what? Like, the guy already cheated on her multiple times, so what right does he have to a girl that's with him for the right reasons? Like, make it make sense. Because he lost that a long time ago when he wanted to do the nasty with all these other girls. So honestly, F him. Because you guys, I guarantee you, okay, guarantee you, he's gonna cheat on her again. Like, this guy sucks. Okay, well, that's the end of my TED Talk. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!